And of the blue and purple and scarlet they made woven garments to do service in the Kadesh place. And they made the Kadesh garments which were for Aaron, as Yahweh had commanded Moshe. And he made the shoulder garment of gold, of blue and purple and scarlet and fine woven linen. And they beat out sheets of gold and cut it into threads, to work it in with the blue and the purple and scarlet and fine linen, the work of a skilled workman. They made shoulder pieces for it to join it. It was joined at its two edges. And the embroidered band of his shoulder garment that was on it was of the same work of gold and blue and purple and scarlet and fine woven linen, as Yahweh had commanded Moshe. And they made shoham stones placed in the plated work of gold, engraved as signets are engraved, according to the names of the sons of Yisrael. And he put them on the shoulders of the shoulder garment, stones of remembrance for the sons of Yisrael, as Yahweh had commanded Moshe. And he made the breastplate a work of a skilled workman, like the work of the shoulder garment, of gold, of blue, and purple, and scarlet, and of fine woven linen. It was square. They made the breastplate double, its length a zareth, its width a zareth doubled. And they filled it with 4 rows of stones. A row of ruby, a topaz, and an emerald was the first row. And the second row, a turquoise, a sapphire, and a diamond. And the third row, a jacinth, an agate, and an amethyst. And the fourth row, a beryl, a shoham, and a jasper, placed in the plated work of gold in their mountings. And the stones were according to the names of the sons of Yisrael, 12 according to their names, with its own name according to the 12 tribes. And they made the braided chains of the corded work for the breastplate at its ends of clean gold. And they made the 2 mountings of gold and 2 gold rings, and put the 2 rings on the 2 ends of the breastplate. And they put the 2 cords of gold in the 2 rings on the ends of the breastplate. And the 2 ends of the 2 cords they fastened to the 2 mountings, and put them on the shoulder pieces of the shoulder garment in the front. And they made 2 rings of gold and put them on the 2 ends of the breastplate, on the edge of it, which were on the inward sides of the shoulder garment. And they made 2 gold rings and put them on the 2 shoulder pieces, underneath the shoulder garment, on the front of it, close to its seam, above the embroidered band of the shoulder garment. And they bound the breastplate by means of its rings to the rings of the shoulder garment with a blue cord, so that it would be above the embroidered band of the shoulder garment. And the breastplate would not come loose from the shoulder garment, as Yahweh had commanded Moshe. And he made the robe of the shoulder garment of woven work, all of blue. And the opening of the robe was in the middle, like the opening in scaled armor, with a woven binding all around the opening, so that it would not tear. And they made on the hem of the robe pomegranates of blue and purple and scarlet twined. And they made bells of clean gold, and put the bells between the pomegranates on the hem of the robe all around between the pomegranates. A bell and a pomegranate, a bell and a pomegranate all around the hem of the robe, for the service, as Yahweh had commanded Moshe. And they made the long shirt of fine linen, the work of a weaver for Aaron and his sons, and a turban of fine linen, and the turban of ornaments of fine linen, and short trousers of fine woven linen, and a girdle of fine woven linen of blue and purple and scarlet, the work of an embroiderer, as Yahweh commanded Moshe. And they made the plate of the Kodesh sign of dedication of clean gold, and wrote on it the inscription like the engraving of a signet, Kodeshah to Yahweh. And they put on it a blue cord to fasten it above the turban, as Yahweh had commanded Moshe. And all the work of the Mishkan of the tent of appointment was completed, and the children of Israel did according to all that Yahweh had commanded Moshe. So they did. And they brought the Mishkan to Moshe, the tent and all its furnishings, its hooks, its boards, its bars, and its columns, and its sockets, and the covering of ram skins dyed red, and the covering of fine leather, and the veil of the covering, the ark of the witness with its poles, and the lid of atonement, the table and all its utensils, and the showbread, the clean lampstands with its lamps, the lamps to be put in order, and its utensils, and its oil for light, and the altar of gold, and the anointing oil, and the sweet incense, and the covering for the tent door, the bronze altar and its bronze grating, its poles and its utensils, the basins and its stand, the screens of the courtyard, its columns and its sockets, the covering for the courtyard gate, its cords and its pegs, and all the utensils of the service of the Mishkan for the tent of appointment, the woven garments to do service in the Kodesh place, the Kodesh garments for Aaron the Cohen, and his sons' garments to serve as Kohanim, according to all that Yahweh had commanded Moshe. So the children of Israel did all the work. And Moshe looked over all the work and saw that they had did it as Yahweh had commanded, and they had done. And Moshe baraked them.